Right, ladies and gentlemen, take a seat. Class is in session. I'm talking to you with a big head. Casey Neistat, Mr. Beast, Napoleon. Now what do they all have in common, you might ask? Especially you with a big head. Answer is, they all started. And as a serial procrastinator and a dreamer, I wanted to talk about in this video 3 different ways in making sure that we get started today. Because we have so many goals, so many ambitions, we have so many things that we want to complete. Some of us want to get our heads smaller, but a lot of things weigh us down. And a lot of the time, it's in our own heads. Hey guys, chapter 1, you listening, yeah? What are you afraid of? So like me, for example, alright? Let's get personal here, okay? Put your fingers at the teacher. Me, what I'm afraid of is my ideas not being good enough, alright? For example, I have been writing, but before what stopped me for so long was that if my first impression as my first book is garbage, then nobody's gonna pay any attention to the second book, because you're just touched with that lurgy of he's a shocking, he's not good enough. It's a constant level of vulnerability every single time, and that holds us back. So that's what we need to reverse engineer today, class, by doing what? By instead of saying, what are you afraid of? Ask yourself, what do I gain from not succumbing to what I am afraid of? Financial freedom, the ability to create and to make things and to put them out into the world, the ability to build communities, you know, because initially it's going to start in like a little hub, alright, of your friends and family that are the main people that are first going to see it. So imagine like a little village with a little signal light bulb that's going to go like this. Right? Initially, that signal is just going to go to friends, family, and some people in the mutuals. Then eventually, it's going to grow more than that, and then your audience will come to you. And when that audience does come to you that appreciates what you do, then all of that would have been worth it. But you would have never have got that if you didn't start. Which brings us on to chapter 2. What do you gain in not starting? And the answer to that is quite simple. Nothing. You don't learn nothing. You don't get any skills from not starting. You won't know how good you are. You won't know how bad you are. You won't know where you stand, where you sit. You don't know what position you are in this whole ethos of going after your goals if you don't start at all. The last thing we want to gain is the ability to not gain anything. And finally, class, chapter 3. Ask yourself, and ask yourself truthfully, if not now, when? When will you actually start? Because hopefully I've somewhat convinced you that everything that you fear is valid, but all the guys that have made it to the top have all doubted themselves. But the difference between them and us is that they started. And we've also realized that we will gain nothing by not starting, but there is all to gain by doing it, by taking that first step. And lastly, if you don't take that step now, when? Me, I'm a serial procrastinator. I plan when to plan, and then when I start planning, it's for the next month. And in that month is to prepare myself to do it the next year. It's crazy level procrastination. But you know the motivating factor that brings me back every single time is regret. That's my biggest thing. I know I will regret. It's like that thing that Jose Mourinho said to Dele Alli. You know, I think you will regret. Because whether we like it or not, time will always pass. 20 years will come. Alright, God willing, still alive, 20 years will come, and you will either be in a position where you tried or you didn't. And I know for myself that if I don't try, I'm going to be absolutely like, who the hell are you? I'm you from the future. What? But you look exactly like how I do. We had no budget, not even for a fake bid. Just made enough for these glasses. Because you didn't start. Wait, what? You mean I stopped? We didn't even start. You got too cowardly. Kept thinking too much about what people would think and what people would say. Damn. Damn indeed. Now look at me. I'm 84. And all I do is think about what could have been if we started. I mean, we look kind of good for 84. No. Actually, in 2 years' time, near the end of May, you're going to make a drastic decision to cut your hair, and it's not going to go well after that. I've wasted one chance I could have gone back in time to fix my 8th marriage, but I haven't. Instead, I'm wasting on you. I'm begging you, just start. I will. I'm a sentimental, nostalgic freak. That's why I am. That's the truth. And I know if I don't start, I'm going to be kicking myself. I'm going to be regretting it every single day. I'm like, why? We started this like Inspyre thing, almost like 10 years ago. So it hasn't been exactly 10 years, like maybe like 8, 7. I sometimes regret that I didn't put more energy back then. But then there's going to be another 10 years, and I'm going to be like, oh, I wish I started 10 years ago. And you're always going to be doing that. Now you might be watching this and you might have had that idea to change your life for a very, very long time. And you might say to yourself, I don't have the skill set yet. I don't have the equipment yet. I don't have the means just yet, the time just yet. The funny thing is you won't ever get that. So that's why in 2024, my beautiful people, 2024, we go after it. Alright? We go after it. Comment down below that you are. Just comment down below that you're after it. That's all we need. Like I said, Inspyre is the home of aesthetic productivity. But we don't tell you to wake up at 6 AM for no reason. Alright? Some people just wake up at 4 and they don't know what to do. They've just been told this is what you have to do, and they just look around like my big-headed buffoon of a student in the background. He's up at 6, he has no fingers, but he just does it because he just knows he's been told this is what you have to do. Here, we're slowly getting you guys out of bed, combing your hair as we do it, and marching on to your dreams. And I wanted to leave you guys with a beautiful quote from Mark Twain to wrap up this class. And he said, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did. So with that being said, what are you waiting for?